this is I don't know what take this is because I keep talking about this. I keep going for a long time, so I'm gonna make it short and simple. I'm proud of everyone that has been doing so much work on spreading information and advocating for the BLM movement, for Palestine, for Yemen, for anything in between. But my question is, why, when it comes to us, y'all are quiet? How come every single time it comes to the Kurds, y'all are quiet? Y'all don't say anything. Y'all don't retweet us. Y'all don't post the things that we put on our Instagrams, our stories. Y'all don't screenshot. Y'all don't put it on your own story. Like, if I'm the only Kurd that you know, then kudos to you. Then you should listen to me. You should know this is a problem, and you should actually, put effort into doing this, because the amount of cognitive dissonance I see with the Palestine movement and Kurdistan, like, I don't understand. This is all coming from a few days ago when Turkish warplanes bombed a civilian area and killed several civilians and left many injured, where including of those injured were 2 kids whose legs had to be amputated, both of their legs. So they're like 8 years old, 7, 5 years old, I don't know how old, but their legs are being cut off. A few days ago, another bombing happened, and 4 civilians died, but no one said anything. And Turkey has the whole media in its hand, or whatever, the balls of the media by its hand, because they're saying this is against PKK terrorists. But we're not going to talk about the PKK right now, because they exist in order to secure the rights of Kurds, because the state is attacking them, just like the Black Panthers. So if you're going to say they're a terrorist organization, then unlearn the propaganda that the country has taught you, and learn. You cannot support Black Panthers and be against PKK. That's it. My question is, how come every single time shit happens to us, y'all are quiet? Like, I'm going to say that again because it happens over and over again. When Hevrin Khalaf was killed, y'all were silent. When the invasion of Rojava happened, y'all were silent. When all this shit happened, y'all were silent. When the bombing of the refugee camp full of Yazidis who survived the genocide by ISIS, y'all were silent. When will the time come when you support us as much as we support you? Is your trip to Turkey, for those beaches in Izmir, Muğla, Bodrum, wherever, and Antalya, Malatya, more important than our lives? Are those shows that you watch on Netflix more important? Which those shows, by the way, with Ottoman shit, their propaganda, the Ministry of Culture wants you to fall in love with those images just so you go to Turkey and to live out, just so you can live out your Orientalist bullshit fantasy of going to the bazaar to see those spice piles, whatever, and dressing up in the traditional costume. Your vacations are going to be on stolen land. Your vacations, the streets that you walk on are built on top of Armenian graves. Everything in between, that whole country is a graveyard, and I need you to understand that. You cannot be pro-Palestine and anti-Israel at the same time being pro-Turkey. That's it. That's final. Because Israel and Turkey are the same thing. They're both imperialist, neo-fascist nations who continuously whitewash their history and do revisionist history to make them seem like the good guy. There is evidence in history of what Turkey has done to the Kurds, for the point where majority can't speak their language because they prohibited it. They still prohibit it now. Until 1991, it was illegal to speak Kurdish inside your home and outside on the street. You were not allowed to wear your traditional clothes, because if not, that's a clear sign you're a terrorist. You're not allowed to, become a democratically elected official, or they'll throw you in jail. Like, I need you to know that your money has power, and every single time you spend your time and your money on going to this country, you are funding the genocide. All the money that you spend on those trips and all the time that you spend looking shit up on the internet or watching those Netflix things, the money goes back to the government and gets funneled into buying planes, bombs, weapons, whatever, to kill my people, to kill the Assyrians, to kill the Yazidis, and to remove the Greek and Armenian legacy of Anatolia. Nothing is isolated. Your holiday is not in a bubble. It's within the wider picture. So I need you to understand that there's a system going on, and you cannot talk about anti-imperialism only when it comes to U.S. or when it comes to Turkey or whatever other country. You guys are silent because they're a PSC nation. We are not a case study. We are people. We have lives. We are trying to secure our own rights because for a century, the first massacres against the Kurds started in the 1920s. We're in 2020 right now. So for a century, our identity has been under attack. Okay? You cannot talk about anti-imperialism. You cannot talk about abolishment of prisons, of police and stuff like that, and ignore what is happening right now. Because if you do that, if you say that you're pro this, but then just kind of go silent when it comes to Kurds and Kurdistan, you're just doing face value activism. And at that point, I don't know. We're still going to be supporting you because we've been oppressed for so long. Our whole identity is political. We know what it's like. But we're going to support you through and through. And if you need your voice to be amplified, we will amplify your voice. But it comes a point in time where we're tired and we need help too. So are you going to help us? Or is your Instagram captions on the holiday photos that you took in Turkey more important than real people? I need you to think about that. And if you say no, that's on you.